Right, you guys, make sure you like this video and subscribe to Mike's, okay? Make sure. If you don't subscribe to Mike, you're gonna have a fat forehead and a big hairline.
Boom, I'm with the guy Max inside. Subscribe to him, make sure you do still. Best content coming out. You know how it is.
Hello and welcome back to another video, people. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Make sure to smash the likes and subscribing if you are new. And yeah, we are back again with talking about some guy called John, who's meant to be Brazilian. West Ham have reached a verbal agreement, according to Fabrizio Romano, of course. And I think it was quite alarming yesterday because on stream we literally saw that Neto has been signed for Botafogo, so we knew that the deal was close anyway. So we're pretty much going to sign this guy, this John Victor dude. Let me just get the tweet up because like this is the thing with West Ham, yeah, is that West Ham are quick when the deal is cheap. West Ham are very quick when the deal is cheap. And to be fair, the original bid was 10 million. The original bid was 10 million. Now it's going to be 10 million euros. Uh, so West Ham reached verbal agreement to sign John. That's just such a funny sentence to me. To sign John as new goalkeeper from Botafogo. 10 million package almost agreed, but the final details being sorted. John, I don't like calling him John. John agrees terms, and the deal is almost sealed. Why are we calling him by his first name? Why can't we call him Victor? Because that sounds like his first name anyway. He's got two first names, two English first names, and the guy's Brazilian, and he's a goalkeeper. There's something so wrong. If this isn't one of our branded spectrum ballers, I do not know. Because this to me is a spectrum baller. Uh, if you're called John, especially if you're called John, you're probably a spectrum baller. But also if you're called John Victor, makes it even worse. So West Ham aren't getting Hermanson. West Ham aren't getting even Cooper from Sheffield United. West Ham aren't getting Suzuki from Parma. These are probably all targets by other people. We're getting a Sullivan target instead because David Sullivan runs the club now. And the thing is with Diddy Sullivan is that he loves old men, as we discussed before, and this adds to his collection of old men that he likes. Loves old men. I think with John Victor, we just gotta hope that this guy is actually better than uh, what everyone is saying. Because I've seen people post a couple highlights of him just throwing the ball to the opponent and kicking the ball to the opponent, and that's cool. But they are just highlights. They might just be mistakes. They might not be like so far in his game or whatever. So you never know. You never know because the thing is, we see that with Ariona all the time. Him just kicking the ball to nowhere, him throwing the ball to nowhere, and the opponent just hitting us on the turnover and scoring. So we like to think that hopefully that because it's just a highlight online, it doesn't like speak for the full image of the player. It doesn't speak for his whole career as a goalkeeper so far. Because we always see this with like good players or like players that people are actually excited to sign. People will post, um, the main attributes, the main highlights of that player, and then they don't look like anywhere near the player that we signed when we did sign him. I'll be real, guys. There's nothing exciting about this transfer window. There's nothing exciting about this transfer window. There's nothing to look forward to apart from Diouf, who's a left back. There is nothing to like. There's no player like you really like. Oh my god, I can't wait to watch him. And maybe we've been spoiled him in the past few years. Like when, like who signed last year? I guess for me, I was excited to see Somerville last year, and then he got injured. I was excited to see Guilherme, and he didn't play. So hopefully they both step up this season. I think, yeah, to be fair, when you look back in, there's not been really many exciting signings from last season. I guess the season before was Kudus. Season before that was Pakitan Skamaka. And we've been kind of maybe a bit spoiled, but at the same time, like, we've never had the right managers for the right players. So at the same time, the players that we were excited to see that ended up failing is kind of summed up West Ham United, to be honest with you. I think for me, I'm looking at it from a perspective of we're just trying to get deals on the cheap. Like Carl Walker-Peters on a free, Wilson's on a free. Nobody is excited to see squad players. Hopefully, this John Victor guy is better than Ariola, at least. Hopefully, he doesn't make mistakes, and hopefully, we don't have to be in an argument where we sign John Victor, and then all of a sudden we have to play Ariola again because this guy's making mistakes. I'm not looking forward to this season. I don't know why people keep trying to tell me that it's not going to be as bad as it looks. But we are literally relying on a goalkeeper to not make mistakes. And that's like the worst position to look and rely on when it comes to making mistakes, because you're looking at the guy who's trying to keep the ball out of the net. Like, come on. Let's be so honest here. Let's be so honest and so real. This is a problem. This is a problem. It's a big problem. Because let's say John Victor comes in, he makes a few mistakes in his first few games. Let's say hypothetically that happens. We'd have to put Ariana back in there based on form. And John Victor will be sold for probably half, maybe even less of the price that we have to sell next year. Ariana will probably leave anyway because he won't be getting the game time that he wants, so we'd have to sign 2 new goalkeepers. That's the worst case scenario. Best case scenario, he does well, and we forget about it. We forget about it. I would have liked to sign a younger goalkeeper because we need to know the age of the squad. I would like to sign Hermansen, me personally. I've said this millions of times, but we couldn't agree a deal. We saw a cheap option, and we're like, fuck it, let's go to cheap option. And people are going to be like, we're spending cheap now, so we don't have to spend so much in real life, or don't have to spend so much this year, so we can spend a lot next year. Like, come on, man. Be serious. David Sullivan is at the helm of negotiations for the rest of his time here. And then Jack Sullivan will take over then. Until we literally riot, nothing's going to change. Nothing will change. Nothing will change, unfortunately. But it is what it is, I guess. It is what it is. Because we have to get behind a player, so-called. I don't know anything about the player, so I'm not even going to really judge him like that. I'm just judging the deal. I'm more judging the Callum Wilson deal and the lack of midfielders. We need a 6/8. And I get it. West Ham want to sell players first. I get it. We've got a lot of players. But I don't care. I don't care. If you're not going to sign anyone, just play Andy Irving. I'm at that point now. Irving, Potts, Paquetá. I'm not trying to hear anyone else. There's no one else there. Or Orford. Orford or Paquetá deep and earthy. I'm just go full down the fringe route, the youngster route. I'm not here for these old, slow senior players. I'm not here for it. I'm sorry, I'm not. Alvarez, Rodriguez, and Ward-Prowse. I don't care. I don't care. I think it was quite damning that Alvarez didn't get any minutes since returning to America. There was no point in him traveling. But I think we know that Potter does not like Alvarez anyway, for good reason as well. For good reason. But unfortunately for Potter, he has to get it right regardless, because you agreed to take the job. You agreed to take the job with knowing what kind of ownership you're working under. If you thought this was going to be like Brighton, where you signed some Ecuadorian gems for 2 million and then sell them for 90, you are dead wrong. This is West Ham United. We don't do that around here. We buy old people for a little bit more than we should, and we then struggle to sell them afterwards. Let me look at our squad now. We've still got a very old squad. There's no youth in our squad unless they've already come from our academy. So there you go. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe if you're new. Social medias are in the description if you want to follow me. Email for any inquiries. And I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.